Be me, Sabi Rahman, 32, PhD in pharmaceutical sciences, finally getting the recognition I deserve. Thanksgiving dinner at my parents' house. My brother Mark, software engineer, thinks he knows everything, makes his usual condescending comment. So how's the new job? They keeping you busy? I put down my fork. Why does everyone assume I need monitoring? I have a PhD in pharmaceutical sciences. Mark, you write code for a dating app, yet somehow you feel qualified to comment on my work? Mark looks confused. I just asked how it's going. That's exactly the kind of benevolent sexism we talk about in the literature. Men unconsciously try to diminish women's success. Dad tries changing the subject. Later I post an Instagram story. Photo of me, looking out a window, caption, family gatherings where women's achievements are subtly questioned. The comments get it. Ugh, feel this. Stay strong, Queen. 6 months ago, I got hired as QC manager at PharmTech Industries, pharmaceutical manufacturer specializing in sterile injectables and antibiotics. Quality control is the backbone. Nothing ships without QC approval. The previous manager, Carol, ran it for 12 years. Old school. She'd sit with the male engineers and collaboratively review data. Really meant letting them mansplain pharmaceutical science to her. Younger women in QC, Jessica, Priya, saw it clearly. Came to HR with complaints about male-dominated culture. HR Director Vanessa gets it. She's progressive, posts about workplace feminism constantly. Vanessa sat Carol down. Your management style isn't supportive of women on your team. Carol pushed back, said she treats everyone the same. That's the problem. She didn't understand equality isn't equity. Carol took early retirement. They hired me for fresh, progressive leadership and strong boundaries with male colleagues. In my interview, I talked about dismantling male-dominated STEM spaces. Vanessa loved it. First month, routine batch review meeting. I'm approving an antibiotic tablet batch. Jake Morrison, 45, senior QC engineer, 20 years in pharma, interrupts me. Sabi, before we release this, should we investigate the OOS result? The room goes quiet. I feel every eye on me. I reviewed the data thoroughly. The result is within acceptable variance. He doesn't stop. Right, but SOP 412 says any single OOS requires... I cut him off. Jake, I'm aware of our SOPs. I literally wrote the new ones. Are you suggesting I don't know how to read data? Jessica jumps in. Yeah. Why are you questioning her? Would you have interrupted Carol this way? This is textbook mansplaining, I say. Priya nods. It does feel like you're explaining her job to her. Meeting ends awkwardly. That afternoon, I email Vanessa with a detailed complaint. Jake publicly questioned my competence, made me feel unsafe. This is exactly the patriarchal gatekeeping we discussed. Vanessa calls Jake in. Later, he sends me an apology email. Word spreads, questioning Sabi means HR. Derek Chen, younger engineer, tells Jessica, I thought Jake was way out of line. Sabi doesn't need men explaining pharmaceutical science. I make a mental note. Derek gets it. Over the next weeks, I notice the change. Male engineers stay quiet in meetings. Just sign off on whatever my team presents. I interpret this as growth. They're finally respecting female leadership. Department meeting 3 weeks later. I present new collaborative culture guidelines. We're dismantling the old patriarchal quality systems. Quality doesn't have to mean constant interrogation. It can mean trust. Jessica adds, the old QC culture was literally designed by and for men. Derek speaks up. I've been reading Invisible Women by Caroline Criado Perez. Really opened my eyes. I'm excited to be part of this change. I smile at him. He's going to go far. Tom and Jake exchange glances, but say nothing. This is progress. 3 months in, we're launching a new antibiotic production line. Injectable for hospitals. High stakes. Sterile injectables have strictest FDA requirements. Jessica's leading validation. Smart, enthusiastic, 2 years in pharma. Aggressive Q2 timeline. Jake approaches me privately. Want to flag something in the validation docs. I'm immediately defensive. Jessica's team has been working incredibly hard. What's the issue? That careful tone men use. Just noticed temperature mapping only covers May through August. We should get winter baseline data. The environmental monitoring plan is adequate. We're within compliance. Technically, yes, but best practice is full year coverage. When Carol was here. Carol isn't here anymore. Maybe that's the problem. Everyone compares my decisions to Carol's, like I need to follow some man-approved template. Carol's a woman. Carol managed like a man, constantly deferred to male engineers. That's internalized patriarchy, not leadership. He tries again. Just suggesting we add 2 months. You're suggesting I don't understand validation requirements. I have a PhD in pharmaceutical sciences, Jake. This is my decision. He leaves. That afternoon, Jake emails me. Very formal. Documents his concerns about temperature mapping. CCS his supervisor. I reply, CCing Vanessa. Jake, I don't appreciate male engineers constantly questioning my expertise. This is exactly the patriarchal culture we're dismantling. Your email implies I don't understand basic standards, which I find insulting given my qualifications. This is a pattern. I need you to respect my decisions unless you have documented evidence of immediate patient safety risk. I add my full signature. Dr. Sabrina Rahman, PhD, Senior QC Manager. Vanessa calls Jake in again. He's quieter after that. 2 weeks later, team meeting. Reviewing sterility validation. Tom asks casually, are we doing 5 runs on sterility validation or 3? Jessica answers, 3. Our risk assessment determined it was sufficient. Usually we do 5 for new sterile lines. I cut in. Tom, why are you interrogating my team's decisions? I'm not... You're questioning Jessica's risk assessment in front of everyone. Priya backs me up. It feels like you're implying we don't know what we're doing. Tom backs off. That's not what I meant. If you have concerns, submit them in writing, but publicly questioning my team isn't acceptable. He stays silent the rest of the meeting. Someone submits an anonymous concern through the suggestion box about reviewing sterility protocols. I address it in the next meeting. Someone submitted an anonymous concern. I want to be clear. Bring concerns directly to me. This passive-aggressive, anonymous undermining is cowardly. Jessica adds, honestly, it's probably one of the guys who can't handle women leading. Derek nods. Anonymous complaints are bad faith. Jake and Tom exchange looks. Message received. Validation moves forward. We complete everything ahead of schedule. Then Marcus, one of the older engineers, makes a calculation error in stability data. Minor mistake. Nothing dangerous. I catch it during review. This is perfect. Department meeting. We found a significant error in calculation submitted by a senior male engineer. This is exactly why we need rigorous review. I don't name Marcus, but everyone knows. I hear constantly that we're too fast, too aggressive. But when I find errors in men's work, silence. Jessica catches on. It's almost like they're held to different standards, Derek adds. This proves experience doesn't equal accuracy. I send company-wide email about attention to detail and double standards. It feels validating. After that meeting, I pull Derek aside. I appreciate your support. It means a lot to have a male ally. Of course, the old culture wasn't working. I'm promoting you to lead QC engineer. I need someone I can trust. His face lights up. Thank you. 6 weeks later, validation complete. Production line approved. CEO sends company-wide email. Congratulations to Dr. Sabrina Rahman and her team for exceptional work, bringing our new injectable line online under budget and ahead of schedule. I get promoted to Senior QC Manager, overseeing 3 production lines now. All hands meeting. Vanessa presents slides about cultural transformation. 30% improvement in project timelines under new QC leadership with my photo. This is what happens when we empower women and dismantle patriarchal gatekeeping. Standing ovation. My team cheers. Jake and Tom in the back aren't clapping. Their loss. This is progress. 4 months later, FarmTech wins massive contract with MedFirst hospital chain. 15 hospitals, $40 million, 3 years. Supply agreement for multiple lines including our new injectable. Company making deal. Could triple our hospital market share. CEO in executive meeting. Dr. Rahman's QC division will be key to our success. I'm the face of quality for this contract. MedFirst needs first shipments by Q4. 6 months. Normally 9-month timeline. CEO asks, can we deliver? I don't hesitate. Absolutely. My team has proven we can execute efficiently without sacrificing quality. Paul from operations tries to interject. 6 months is tight. The old QC culture was slow because of excessive risk aversion. We've already proven we can move faster. CEO loves it. Contract signed. I gather my expanded team, 12 people now, 9 women, 3 men. This is historic. We're literally rewriting how pharmaceutical QC works. Without needing male approval, this contract proves our approach works. Jessica raises her coffee. The old system was designed to keep women dependent on male experts. We're proving we don't need that. Priya laughs. To not needing permission from the patriarchy. Everyone toasts. Derek smiles. Honored to be part of this team. Kevin, junior male engineer, looks uncomfortable, but stays quiet. We implement aggressive timelines. Stability testing, 3-month accelerated protocol instead of 6-month real time. Jessica asks, is this enough data? FDA allows accelerated testing. Stop second guessing yourself. Environmental monitoring, 2-week spot check instead of 30-day baseline. Priya hesitates. Should we run longer? 2 weeks is statistically sufficient. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Sterility validation. Stick with 3 runs instead of 5. Kevin speaks up nervously. I thought sterile products needed 5. Our risk assessment determined 3 was adequate. Do you have specific evidence it's insufficient? No, just... Then trust the process. This is what internalized patriarchy looks like, assuming women's risk assessments aren't rigorous enough. Kevin goes quiet. We're cutting through unnecessary bureaucracy that's held pharma back for decades. Major milestone hit. Team happy hour at local bar. 3 drinks in. Feeling amazing. To proving we don't need men telling us we're doing it wrong. Jessica clinks her glass. Honestly, it's so much better without constant mansplaining. We can just work. Priya laughs. Remember when Jake tried to tell you we needed a full year of temperature data? Everyone laughs. Male engineers are so risk-averse because they've been gatekeeping forever. They want things slow and complicated. That's how they stay essential. Derek raises his glass. What you've built here is revolutionary. I post to Instagram, group photo, all smiling. Caption. When women support women, impossible becomes possible. Leading pharmaceutical innovation without patriarchal gatekeeping. Women in STEM. Pharmaceutical science. Leadership. Breaking barriers. 400 likes in 2 hours. You're an inspiration. This is what the future looks like. The old boys club is shaking. Later that night, I'm on the phone with my mom, slightly drunk, feeling vindicated. Remember at Thanksgiving when Mark questioned me about how work was going? Oh, honey, he was just making conversation. No, Mom. That's exactly what I'm talking about. The subtle undermining. Well, guess what? I just got promoted to senior QC manager. My team is landing a $40 million contract. We're literally revolutionizing pharmaceutical quality systems. There's a pause. That's wonderful, sweetheart. I'm proud of you. Are you going to tell Mark? Tell him that maybe he should have trusted that I knew what I was doing? Another pause. Sabby, your brother loves you. He was just, "I have to go, Mom. I'm celebrating with my team." I hang up. Jessica notices my expression. "Everything okay?" "Yeah, just family stuff. They still don't really get what I'm doing here." "They will," Jessica says confidently. "When we prove that women can lead just as well as, no, better than men did, everyone will see it." I toast to that. In the back of my mind, there's a small voice asking if I'm being too defensive, if I'm seeing attacks where there aren't any, but I drown it with another drink and another toast and another Instagram post. The doubt disappears. Vanessa organizes company-wide presentation. The New Pharma, Modernizing Quality Culture. I present to entire company. PowerPoint highlights. 40% faster batch release times, 25% reduction in deviation reports. MedFirst contract on track for early delivery. Employee satisfaction up in QC1 slide. Compares old versus new. OLD. Excessive verification, male-dominated decisions, slow risk, averse approach, constant questioning, gatekeeping masked as thoroughness. New, streamlined protocols, empowered female leadership, business-minded quality, trust and collaboration, innovation over tradition. CEO stands and starts clapping. Board joins, standing ovation. This is exactly the cultural transformation we needed, Sabby. You're setting the standard for the entire industry. Jake and Tom in the back, not clapping, just watching. I don't care what they think. Results speak for themselves. Monday morning, 7:45 a.m. I'm barely at my desk when I get the call. FDA, inspection team is here, unannounced. They want all validation records for the injectable line. Now. My stomach drops. Unannounced means for cause. I call Vanessa. Why wasn't I notified? For cause inspections aren't pre-announced. What are they looking for? Everything. Validation, release testing, environmental monitoring, sterility. All the stuff we streamlined. 2 FDA investigators, 1 woman, 1 man, both senior veterans, set up in conference room with stacks of documents. Lead investigator Janet, maybe 55. Looks like she's seen every trick. Walk me through your sterility validation. I keep my voice confident. We completed a comprehensive 3-run validation meeting, all statistical requirements. 3 runs? Yes. Our risk assessment. Your SOP says 5 runs minimum for new sterile lines. Where's the risk assessment documenting why you reduced it? I hesitate. The team evaluated it collaboratively. So there's no documentation? We just decided. Jessica and I discussed it and agreed. 3 was fine. Janet pulls out temperature mapping. This monitoring is May through August only. Where's your winter baseline? We determined summer data was sufficient. You determined? Based on what? Your facility has documented HVC issues. I try explaining about efficiency, modern approaches. She's not listening, just keeps finding gaps. That afternoon, they conference someone in via video. A woman appears on screen. This is Dr. Linda Carter, QC Director at MedFirst Hospital Chain. Dr. Carter is older, early 50s, looks tired and annoyed. Janet asks, "Can you describe the issues you've identified?" Dr. Carter doesn't waste time. We've identified stability concerns in 3 batches from PharmTech, discoloration in vials, particulate matter in 2 samples. We've quarantined all product. My heart pounds. How long has this been occurring? 2 weeks ago we noticed issues. I contacted PharmTech. Dr. Rahman assured me it was within acceptable variance. When I pressed for data, she became defensive. I try to explain. That's not... Dr. Carter cuts me off, voice ice cold. The data showed gaps in your validation large enough to drive a truck through. I've been doing pharmaceutical QC since before you graduated high school. I know what proper validation looks like. This isn't it. She continues, I reported to FDA because PharmTech's QC manager was more concerned with defending her decisions than investigating patient safety. The room spins. Janet finds the email chain between Jake and me from 6 months ago. She reads aloud. So your senior engineer raised concerns about temperature validation. You responded by accusing him of mansplaining? That's out of context. He was doing quality control. That's his job. She keeps reading. And you filed an HR complaint against him? The company has policies about respectful workplace. The company has policies about GMP compliance. Those override your feelings about being questioned. She pulls out more emails. Jake's concerns, HR's responses, Vanessa's memos about supporting female leadership. This is systemic. Your company created an environment where quality engineers were afraid to do their jobs. Wednesday. Word has spread. Emergency all-hands meeting. CEO tries damage control. We're cooperating fully with FDA. Dr. Rahman and her team have our complete support. Jake stands from the back. Do we have your support? Everyone turns. Because 6 months ago I raised these exact concerns and got threatened with termination. Murmurs spread. Tom stands. Same. I documented issues and stayed quiet because I was told questioning Dr. Rahman was hostile workplace behavior. Derek suddenly speaks up. I actually flagged some concerns too, but was told we needed to trust Dr. Rahman's leadership. I can't believe this. Derek is turning on me. I stand, voice shaking. This is absurd. The male engineers have been sabotaging me from day one. They withheld their expertise to make me fail. I feel my chest tightening. Everyone's staring at me. The room is silent. You don't understand, I say, voice getting higher. I was trying to create a safe environment. Women in STEM face constant undermining. Jake interrupts, still calm. Sabby, this isn't about STEM. This is about patient safety. Don't mansplain patient safety to me. My voice cracks. I can hear how I sound but can't stop. I have a PhD. I spent years studying this field while you were just following protocols written by people who knew what they were doing. Tom finishes quietly. My hands are shaking. I turn to the CEO. They're lying. They're coordinating this. Look at them. They planned this together to take me down because I wouldn't let them control. Vanessa touches my arm. Sabby, maybe we should step outside. I pull away. No. Everyone needs to hear this. This is a coordinated attack by men who couldn't handle a woman in authority. But even as I'm saying it, I see the looks. Not agreement, pity, embarrassment. Derek won't even look at me. That's when I realize I've lost. After the meeting, I corner Derek in the hallway. You said you had my back. You told me you supported. Derek looks uncomfortable. Won't meet my eyes. Sabby, I did support you. But when I raised concerns privately, you shut me down too. I documented everything because I knew you documented everything. I feel like I've been slapped. You were building a case against me the whole time? I was protecting myself, he says quietly. Look, I believe in supporting women in leadership. I really do. But when I saw the validation gaps, I told you we should slow down. You said I was being risk-averse like the old guard. You made it clear that questioning you meant I wasn't a real ally. So you just went along with it, publicly supported me while secretly... I did what you did, Derek says, and there's an edge to his voice now. You wanted allies who supported you no matter what. I gave you that, but I'm not going down for decisions I warned you about. He walks away. I stand there, alone in the hallway, and something breaks inside me. Everyone betrayed me. Every single one of them. Or maybe the thought creeps in. Maybe I built a system where the only way to survive was to lie to me. But I pushed that thought away immediately. No, they're the problem, not me. Thursday, Dr. Linda Carter arrives in person, meeting with executives, legal, Vanessa, me. She sits across from me, expression contemptuous. Let me be very clear, I don't care about your internal politics, I don't care who felt undermined, I care that you approved product that put patients in 15 of my hospitals at risk. I try defending myself. The product met specifications. It met abbreviated specifications that you made up, not industry standards. Vanessa tries helping. Dr. Carter, we need to consider the broader context of workplace dynamics. Dr. Carter turns to her. Are you the HR director? Yes. Then you're part of the problem. You created a system where quality engineers were punished for doing quality engineering because of politics. She turns back to me. I'm a woman. I've been in pharmaceutical manufacturing 28 years. I've dealt with actual sexism, not someone asking legitimate technical questions. You use gender politics as a shield for incompetence. That's not feminism. That's narcissism. Tears form in my eyes. You don't understand what it's like to constantly have men. I understand exactly what it's like, and I also understand that patient safety comes before my ego. Every time. She stands. MedFirst is terminating the contract. We're pursuing damages, and I've recommended FDA escalate this to a consent decree designation. She walks out. I'm sitting there crying, and no one says anything. Friday, 4 p.m. Conference room, HR, legal, CEO. They're direct, effective immediately. Your employment is terminated for cause. Multiple GMP violations. Failure to respond to quality concerns, creating an environment that prevented proper oversight. I can barely breathe. This is gender discrimination. I'm calling a lawyer. Legal counsel is calm. You're welcome to pursue that. We have extensive documentation of your technical failures. Your gender wasn't the issue. Your competence was. The male engineers sabotaged. CEO cuts me off. The male engineers did their jobs. You punished them for it. That's why you're being terminated. Vanessa will back me up. Vanessa is being reassigned. I clean out my office in silence. Jessica and Priya hug me, crying. This is so unfair. I want to believe them. But doubt creeps in. Walking to my car, I see Tom talking to the new interim QC director, some old school guy they brought in from a sister facility. Tom glances at me. No sympathy in his eyes, just relief that it's over. The next months are brutal. I apply to dozens of positions. Most don't respond. Some explicitly mention concerns about your departure from farm tech. My LinkedIn gets quiet. The supportive comments dry up when people realize what happened. But then, Biogenics Pharmaceuticals, smaller company. They need a QC manager. In the interview, I'm honest. I experienced a toxic workplace culture at my previous role. Male engineers who couldn't handle female leadership created a hostile environment. When I tried to implement modern quality approaches, they sabotaged me. The hiring manager, a woman in her 40s, nods sympathetically. We value diverse leadership here. I get the job. 6 months later, I update my LinkedIn. Excited to join Biogenics Pharmaceuticals. After experiencing toxic workplace culture at my previous role, I'm grateful for a fresh start where women's expertise is respected. Pharmaceutical leadership. New beginnings. The comments are supportive. You deserved better. Their loss. Keep fighting the good fight. I don't mention the FDA violations, or the termination for cause, or the patient safety risks, or Dr. Linda Carter's devastating assessment of my competence, because that's not the real story. The real story is that I tried to change a broken system and the patriarchy destroyed me for it. At least that's what I tell myself when I can't sleep at night, replaying Dr. Carter's words. You use gender politics as a shield for incompetence. But I push that voice away. At Biogenics, I'm implementing new collaborative culture guidelines, building a team that trusts female leadership. This time will be different. This time, I'll get it right.